the role of pop stars these days is it, if you compare it to maybe 10 or 20 years ago, in what way do you see the difference?
I think it's changed. Like, we don't really see ourselves as pop stars. We see ourselves as musicians, and we're guys who are very proud of songs we write and the shows we perform, and that's pretty much as far as it goes. We've never sort of
crave that celebrity type.
Yeah,
lifestyle.
we're not.
No, but that's the way people see you, because you had 2 albums that sold very well. You become a pop star if you want it or not.
Yeah, I think we're just about the music, and I think the role of pop star. There were very few pop stars left with that real mystique and that magic of wow. You know, I think people see it as quite an easy thing to get, you know, with TV shows, and I think you also have a lot more access to people, like through Twitter and websites and interviews. I was actually, when I was going through my office, and I found this book on REM, and it had like this interview, an hour interview on CD, which I got about 10, 12 years ago, and I was really into the band. I remember getting the CD thinking, this is incredible. I'd never heard them speak before, because there was no internet back then. Yeah. I didn't know what they sounded like, what their opinions were, and so I just had this idea of them as these godlike people. I remember being really excited to listen to that. Whereas now, for a band like us, if people wanted to find out us, there's like probably 1,000 interviews of us online, which you can look at. You can see every single show we've ever done. Someone's videoed it, put it on YouTube.
Peter Ellard into Google. You'd be surprised.
Yeah. Really surprised.
Also say John.
Yeah. So, and I think that that real, in some ways, that real magic and mystique has gone, but in another way, it makes it more all about the music, because that's all there is now.
Do you miss it sometimes, some sort of mystique?
Yeah, I think that in some ways, you can't really say you miss it, because it's never going to come back, because it's like having like a nostalgia for something that that's never going to exist again. And I think there are like Lady Gaga's quite good at doing it, and bands who come forward. I think there'll be a band soon who come forward and don't do any interviews, and you can create this whole
mystique.
Create something magic about that. But on the other hand, people who like music, they crave content and stuff. They want to see the band, they want to know what you're doing, they want to see video blogs, they want Twitter feeds, and which is, we've always been very, our band has always been, like, we've always sort of treated our fans as friends. We've always felt that's the relationship, which we've always been very grateful for anyone who buys a ticket to come and see us play, and we feel obliged to do a great show, because, you know, if people are spending their money to come and see you, they want a good album and a good show. And I think for us it's perfect, because that's the relationship we love with our fans. But I think it is different now. It's a very different sort of to maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah, hypothetical spoken. If you started 20 or 30 years ago, would your relation with your fans be the same as we now, or would you try to have some sort of a relation with your fans now? How important is that for you, do you think?
For us, it's really important, isn't it? That's how we start. We have an email address which anyone can email, and we reply to it. You know, we do our own Twitter thing, and we reply to people on there. It's always been, you know, because there's the technology there to make it really simple. Whereas even 10 years ago, I don't think you could do that, because the only way you could do it would be by post.
Yeah.
So what would it have looked like for you 10 or 20 years ago, do you think?
Done by post. Everything done by post.
Yeah, I could still be replying to people. Yeah. Okay. I think you'd have a terrible haircut.
So you think you'd have a terrible haircut?
Thanks.
What's going on?
I know.
It's been a long day.
Do they always make such fun of you?
Do they? Yeah. I get my own back though.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's a drummer. He just takes it.
Yeah. That's the part of the drummer.
Yeah, it is.